Hey, it's Alex with Dan the Man at Neighborly Concrete. We're looking at your driveway. Thanks again for letting me stop by while you were at work to do the measurements. Your online form said you're looking at driveway repair due to cracking and settling. So I'm going to look at this from three different points of view. The overlaying preface is this is an old driveway. The surface is gone, lots of cracking and settling. Roots are probably a culprit, but also just wear and tear. But that's severe sinking and settling, so I'm thinking that lifted and this was drove over, and over time it just compacted down. Because this is the trouble area, this could be redone. I would say at a minimum you have to fix up to this joint. You could get away with, because of how far out these two joints are spaced, cutting here if you wanted to just focus on this. But the other way we think about it is working back makes the most sense, because you have puddling that we can see. You have a valley that's probably not functioning properly. You have sunk down sections where you have little trip hazards where it used to be butted up to the garage, but it's not anymore. And those four pieces work as a system to facilitate that valley or pitch for the water to flow. So it wouldn't make sense to not replace those four to fix that. And then when you consider this as well, the sidewalk looks like it's been pressure washed, but it's also, the surface is also gone, and it wouldn't be wise to replace this when this clearly needs to be addressed at some point in the near future as well. Whereas I would recommend fixing this if you only budgeted to fix a portion, because you don't have to worry about traversing over this and damaging it to get to this if you replace that now, versus if you replace this now, that could be replaced later. That being said, I'm going to measure basically three ways: front half, back half of the drive, and the sidewalk, because the more we do, the better the rate. So for long-term benefit and overall savings, I highly recommend doing everything. I will send you a full proposal with the scope of work and describing exactly how we do so. And the rest of the video is basically me just walking it off and measuring it for the crew to study. We're going to start with the four sections in front of the garage. 19 feet 2 inches by 23. This is 20 feet, and we are seeing evidence of roots coming in under. The distance over of 27.7, a water meter box that needs to be repaired as well, 2 3x4 flares, and I would go ahead and cut here. I'm willing to come to here just because this was obviously replaced at some point, but at a minimum, cut here and cut here, which is an additional 4 feet 3 inches over 7 feet 3 inches. And I'm not sure how this happened, but just for my internal notes, I have a 10.5 additional 2 sections that, while we're here, would make sense to replace. And if we did, there's no reason to leave this in between the two. Let's do the front sidewalk. This is for my foreman. You probably saw that washout. That'll have to be repaired when we demo it out. Driveway. Sidewalk. 26.10 and 3 feet wide. And this is in Charlotte.